Bad Mr. Frosty is buffed up and faster than greased lightning. The surly snowman has mayhem on his mind, but there's some bunny new in town with a hair-trigger temper. You can bet the fur will fly as the wild hair unleashes a barrage of blistering rabbit punches on Bad Mr. Frosty. Could there be a new top bunny in town, or will he get his cotton tail kicked? ClayFighter 2 Judgement Clay, or C2 ClayFighter 2 Judgement Clay, from Interplay, released in 1995. Another fighting game, just like the one we looked at yesterday, except this one is different. If you're going to look up this game, you might find it under C2 Clay Space Fighter 2, or ClayFighter, one word, 2. It's kind of all over the place. And of course, the title is a play on the Terminator 2 thing that was a thing about the same time that this was a thing. It is a sequel to, of course, ClayFighter. This was released exclusively for the Super Nintendo and revolves around the town of Mudville. Not a circus anymore, where a meteor crashed in the first game. Learning of the spectacle that took place in Clayland, the evil Dr. Generic Kiln, who's only mentioned in the booklet and does not make appearance until ClayFighter 63 1/3, flies in on an aircraft containing the residue he collected from the meteor and spreads it to the rest of Mudville to create more fighters. He declares himself the Grand Master of Mudville after the fall of N-Boss, the end boss of the original ClayFighter. He holds the C2 tournament to see who can become the next Grandmaster of Mudville. Hold on a minute. So this guy, it says, I am the Grand Master. I have declared myself such. I will now hold a tournament to see who will be the next Grand Master. Why not just stay the Grand Master forever? We have some new characters in this game who you've seen already, like Nanaman and Octohead. We have some bosses like Evil Mr. Frosty's twin, Butch, Slick, the evil twin of Blob, Dr. Peelgood, which, you know, Dr. Feelgood, Dr. Peelgood, yeah, you get it. And we had a couple of rejected characters like Ichabod Clay, the ghoul resident, was originally planned, but his sprites were going to be reused, but was not included. And Lucy a Gorilla was replaced by Tiny at the last minute using recycled sprites from ClayFighter. Developed in-house at Interplay by many of the same people who worked on the first game, produced by Jeremy Airley, with scripting, programming, and design work by Airley, Rod Willosa, and Eric Hart. It had a primitive engine used first that they had for ClayFighter and ClayFighter Tournament Edition, and they used a different set of programming tools for ClayFighter 2. GamePro commented the game's combo system is improved from the original, but there are much fewer amusing sound bites, and the graphics are less cartoony and more 3D, which should be a plus but isn't. Lots of jagged, edged, and poorly illustrated backgrounds combined to make a very dull graphical showing. They concluded the game to be worthwhile for fans of the first game and fighting enthusiasts, but not for the average gamer. Entertainment Weekly gave it a B and wrote that in video games, as in movies, sequel don't often improve on the originals as much as the original ClayFighter thumbed its Play-Doh nose at fighting game conventions, the hurled projectiles, the roundhouse kicks. The sequel buys into those conventions, making it closer in spirit to Street Fighter 2. The backgrounds are darker and less cartoony, the moves seem much more vicious, and even the addition of goony-looking combatants, including a giant banana, doesn't compensate for the feeling that the original game was much more fun. And I gotta tell you, as I was playing this, I felt exactly the same way. This one just seems, I don't know, man. It's not as pretty. The moves aren't as pretty. It seems jerky and weird overall, and I don't know, it just wasn't as fun. It did not have near as much fun. Still, some folks are gonna love it, some folks are gonna hate it. I guess it's alright.